What if the greatest president in American history began life with almost nothing? No wealth, no political connections, no formal education, just a tiny log cabin on the American frontier and an unshakable determination to build a better future. This is the remarkable story of Abraham Lincoln, the man who would save the United States during its darkest hour. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a humble log cabin in Kentucky. His parents worked tirelessly to provide for their family, but life on the frontier was filled with hardship. From an early age, Lincoln learned the value of hard work by chopping wood, farming the land, and helping his family survive. Yet what truly set him apart was his hunger for knowledge. With very few books available, Lincoln borrowed every book he could find and spent countless nights reading by the light of a fireplace. He taught himself history, mathematics, law, and public speaking, believing that education was the key to changing his future. As a young man, Lincoln worked many different jobs, from splitting fence rails and steering flatboats on the Mississippi River to serving as a store clerk and surveyor. Each experience brought him closer to the everyday Americans whose struggles he would one day represent. During his travels, Lincoln witnessed the harsh reality of slavery. Seeing families treated as property deeply affected him and strengthened his belief that America could never truly fulfill its promise of freedom while such injustice existed. Determined to make a difference, Lincoln studied law on his own and became one of Illinois' most respected attorneys. His honesty, fairness, and powerful speeches earned him the nickname Honest Abe. As political tensions over slavery divided the nation, Abraham Lincoln emerged as a new voice of hope. Few could have imagined that this self-educated frontier lawyer was about to become the leader who would face the greatest crisis in American history, and the most important chapter of his life was just about to begin. Abraham Lincoln entered the White House in 1861 at the most dangerous moment in American history. Before he could even begin his presidency, several southern states had already left the Union. The nation was on the edge of collapse, and Lincoln faced a challenge unlike any president before him. When Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in April 1861, the Civil War officially began. Lincoln knew the conflict would demand enormous sacrifice, but he never lost sight of his mission to preserve the United States as one nation. Through years of brutal fighting, he visited soldiers, encouraged military leaders, and inspired millions of Americans to remain united during the country's darkest days. Then came one of the most courageous decisions of his presidency. On January 1st, 1863, Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring freedom for enslaved people in Confederate-held territory. The decision transformed the Civil War into a fight not only to save the Union, but also to advance the cause of human liberty, forever changing the course of American history. Later that year, after the Battle of Gettysburg, Lincoln delivered the unforgettable Gettysburg Address. In just a few powerful words, he reminded the nation that America was founded on the ideals of freedom, equality, and government by the people. As Union victories increased, hope spread across the country. In 1864, Lincoln was re-elected president, and only months later, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered, bringing the Civil War to an end and preserving the Union. But victory came with heartbreaking tragedy. On the evening of April 14, 1865, while attending a play at Ford's Theater, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. He died the following morning, becoming the first U.S. president to be assassinated. Today, Abraham Lincoln is remembered as one of the greatest leaders in American history. He preserved the Union, helped end slavery, defended democracy during its greatest test, and proved that courage, honesty, and compassion can change the destiny of a nation. From a humble log cabin to the White House, Lincoln's remarkable journey continues to inspire Americans and people around the world more than a century later.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Every President Histories. Like and click the bell for presidential history videos. Don't miss out on America's leaders.